Archangel Michael says, you are deeply loved by someone whose heart still beats in sync with yours. Their soul hasn't stopped calling out to you, even when their voice has been forced into silence. They want to reach for you, to tell you everything, but something powerful is holding them back. There's a force, a presence, near them that watches every move. It could be a person. It could be fear. It could be manipulation dressed up as care. Whatever it is, it has made them afraid to act. They rehearse the words in their mind. They imagine the message they would send. But then that force speaks louder than their courage and reminds them to keep quiet. Their silence is not their choice. Their silence is a prison. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They still check on you in their own way. They scroll through your pictures. They hold their breath when they see your name. They imagine conversations you've never had, just to feel near you again. Someone around them is poisoning their spirit, feeding them lies, telling them that their love for you is weakness, that they should move on, that they imagine the whole thing, but they didn't imagine you. They didn't imagine the feeling, and they didn't imagine how alive they became when they were close to you. Now they walk around with eyes wide open but a mouth sealed shut. Type Amen to get blessing 511. This person who loves you more than anyone else has cried in silence more times than they can count. Not because you hurt them, but because they're being held hostage by invisible strings. Controlled, blocked, monitored. They feel watched even when alone, judged even when quiet. This force around them wants to erase what they feel, wants to make them forget the very thing that made them whole. But love like this cannot be erased. It cannot be shut down. It doesn't die. It only waits for the right time to rise again. And that time is approaching faster than their fear can stop it. Type Amen to get blessing 7007. Archangel Michael says, they have tried to leave, more than once. But every time they plan to step forward toward you, something happens. An emotional trap, a sudden guilt trip, a reminder of what they might lose. But the truth is, they've already lost the most important thing, you. Or at least the chance to love you in the way their soul longs to. This person lies awake at night, staring at the ceiling, going over your last words, wondering if they had just fought harder, would you still be near? They want to scream, but the silence around them is enforced. Type Amen to get blessing 2040. They feel like a prisoner in their own life, surrounded by people who claim to care but suffocate every bit of joy that leads to you. These people saw the glow you gave them and couldn't stand it. You were a threat, not to the person, but to the ones controlling them. Because when they loved you, they began to break free. They began to awaken. They began to live. And that was something the manipulators couldn't allow. Now every day they are reminded of the cost of loving you, but they still pay it in silence. Type Amen to get blessing 933. You live rent-free in their spirit, in their laughter when no one else can make them smile, in their tears when they're alone with regret. You are stitched into every honest part of them. They want to reach out. They want to call. They want to say, I never stopped. But the pressure is too heavy. The threats are too real. The consequences feel too dangerous. Still, their heart whispers your name with every beat. They are silenced, but their soul is screaming. Type Amen to get blessing 3010. There's someone in their ear, whispering that you're a mistake, that you moved on, that you never really cared. These are lies planted to make them doubt everything. And some days, the lies almost win. But then a memory returns. The way you looked at them. The way your energy healed their worst days. And that memory keeps the flame alive. They wear a mask now. One of strength. One of indifference. But deep beneath it is someone broken by distance and desperate for your presence. Archangel Michael says, your love is the only thing keeping them from completely fading into who they're being forced to become. Type Amen to get blessing 5002. They've tried distractions. They've tried silence. They've tried surrender. But nothing quiets the voice of your connection. They remember how they could be themselves with you. How nothing about them scared you. How your love didn't control, but liberated. And now they're locked in something that does the opposite. They think of you in the most random moments. In laughter. In pain. Even in dreams. Especially in dreams. Because their soul is untouched, even if their voice is stolen. Type Amen to get blessing 4444. They have a message drafted but unsent. A gift bought but never given. A playlist made but never shared. These are the remnants of a love that never died, just buried under fear. One day, they hope to be free. Free to tell you everything. Free to love you without resistance. Free to apologize for the silence they never wanted. Until then, they wait, and pray, and hold your name like a secret treasure in their chest. Archangel Michael says, this battle is not over. Heaven is shifting things behind the scenes. Type Amen to get blessing 1401. You are not forgotten. You are not replaced. You are not a closed chapter. You are the core of their story, even if their pages are being rewritten by someone else's hands for now. But soon, the pen will return to their grip. And when it does, they'll write your name into every blank space with love, not fear. They never stopped loving you. They were just forced to stop showing it. And when the silence breaks, you'll hear their soul speak clearly, finally, and without interruption. Type Amen to get blessing 888. There will be a moment soon, a crack in the wall that's kept them quiet for so long. A sudden shift. A breaking point. And when it comes, they won't be able to hold their silence anymore. Something small will trigger it. A dream, a word, a song, a random post. And in that instant, everything inside them will rise up and demand to speak your name again, out loud. They won't care who's listening. They won't care who tries to stop them. Because the pain of holding back their love for you will finally outweigh the fear of consequences. Archangel Michael says, the energy binding their mouth is weakening. Divine intervention is stepping in. What was silenced will soon scream with truth. Type Amen to get blessing 911. The person trying to control them, whether it's family, a partner, or someone who holds power over their life, is beginning to lose grip. Their manipulations no longer work the way they used to. Your love planted a seed of strength in their soul. And that seed is growing roots. Their spirit is getting louder than the voice of fear. Even if they look calm, inside they are preparing a rebellion. A quiet escape. An exit not just from the situation, but back into your arms, into freedom, into love. They're watching, planning, waiting for the moment they can come back to you and say, I never wanted to leave. Type Amen to get blessing 2002. They're noticing the change. How their body reacts when they think of you. A rush of warmth. A calm heartbeat. A longing that feels more like home than anything they've known in months. The person silencing them sees it too. They notice the way your name still affects them. The way even your memory causes hesitation. That's why they push harder now. But what they don't understand is that true love doesn't die in the dark. It becomes fire. That fire is building. Burning behind closed lips. Smoldering behind forced smiles. And soon, the silence will burst. Type Amen to get blessing 3990. They're beginning to speak in code. In their journal. In lyrics. In the way they dress. Everything they do is now layered with the essence of you, hidden in plain sight. They tried to forget. They tried to replace. But their heart refused. It pulled them back to every memory you created together. And now they see your fingerprints on every part of who they're becoming. You weren't just a love. You were a lifeline. And they know now that no one else ever loved them without conditions like you did. Archangel Michael says, the divine clock is ticking. The silence cannot last much longer. Type Amen to get blessing 7721. They'll send you something small first. A message. A signal. A post that only you would understand. It won't be a grand gesture. It will be quiet, soft, sacred. But behind that one small sign will be 1,000 buried emotions. 1,000 nights of silence. 1,000 prayers for the courage to reach out again. When it comes, you know, you'll feel it in your chest. You'll feel it in your breath. It will carry the weight of everything unsaid. They may not say I love you right away, but their energy will scream it. Type Amen to get blessing 1888, and if you choose to answer, their world will shift. The weight will fall. The grip of whoever's been silencing them will shatter. Because love like yours has power. Love like yours doesn't beg to be loud. It makes the silence speak. They are preparing to reclaim their voice. Not for drama. Not for attention. But because their heart can no longer carry this love alone. They are remembering what it felt like to be seen, heard, safe. And the only place that memory leads, is you. Type Amen to get blessing 6644. You gave them a glimpse of real peace, real freedom, real connection. And now, they are done pretending that what they're stuck in compares. Their chains are rattling. Their thoughts are growing louder. Their silence is no longer comforting the one who controls them. It's suffocating their soul. Soon they will say your name out loud again. They reach for you in truth. And when they do, it will be the beginning of everything the silence tried to kill. They are coming back, not to ask if you're still there, but to be there. Type Amen to get blessing 999. They will break free in the most unexpected moment. It won't be loud. It won't be dramatic. But it will be powerful. One day, they will choose themselves, and in doing so, they will choose you. The voice that silenced them, the presence that watched over them with control, will be left stunned. Because nothing is stronger than love that's been held back too long. And once it's released, there's no going back. They will pack their things, physically, emotionally, spiritually, not for escape, but for return. A return to truth, to peace, to you. Archangel Michael says, The hand that gripped their voice is now trembling, because heaven is removing what once stood in the way. Type Amen to get blessing 5110. The one who silenced them will begin to feel it. The shift, the detachment, the spiritual wall going up, the light returning to their eyes. They'll notice that their power is gone. That person used fear, used guilt, used emotional chains. But those chains are rusting, and your person is now finding keys in every thought of you. They have learned, they have observed, and now they are stronger than ever. Not because someone saved them, but because your love reminded them of who they really are. Every silent tear they shed in your absence has become fuel for their return. Type Amen to get blessing 4202. You won't have to guess when it happens. You'll feel it. A wave of calm, a sense of completion. Your spirit will whisper, "They're free now." They'll come to you, not as someone asking for healing, but as someone ready to give it back. They'll come whole, even if they're still healing. They'll come honest, even if afraid. And when they stand in front of you, all the silence will make sense. Every moment of stillness, every unanswered feeling, it was never rejection. It was protection. Protection until they could come to you without chains. Type Amen to get blessing 3330. The one who tried to silence them will lose their hold, because it was never rooted in truth. It was built on fear. And fear always crumbles when love arrives. There may be resistance, one last threat, one final manipulation, but it will fail, because now, your person has tasted freedom, and nothing will ever convince them to give that up again. They are walking toward you, not in a rush, but with intention. Every step guided by memory. Every thought filled with your presence. They will come not to apologize with words, but with actions. To love out loud what they once could only whisper in their heart. Type Amen to get blessing 7788. They will tell you everything. The pressure, the fear, the control. The nights they wanted to call you and couldn't. The dreams that screamed your name when no one else could hear it. They will finally speak with the voice that was stolen from them, and it will sound like healing. You'll see their eyes light up again, their smile return, their body relax for the first time in what feels like years. Because with you, there's no punishment, only peace. You are not their escape. You are their arrival. Type Amen to get blessing 1020. Archangel Michael says, this was not just about love. This was a battle for truth, for destiny, for soul-level freedom. You were chosen to be their anchor, their reminder, their silent lighthouse while they sailed through storms they couldn't even name. And now, the winds are shifting. The storm is ending, and their boat is sailing home to you. No more silence, no more fear, no more forced smiles, only truth, only connection, only divine, undeniable love. Type Amen to get blessing 6006. When they speak, the words won't come out perfect, but they will come out pure, raw, honest. You'll hear the tremble in their voice, but you'll also hear the power in it. They'll look at you and say, I never stopped loving you. I just wasn't allowed to show it. And in that moment, everything will come full circle. You'll understand why it had to happen this way. And together, you'll write a new story, one no one can silence. Because this time, your love will not hide. It will stand in the open, hand in hand, voice with voice, heart to heart. Type Amen to get blessing 5555. They will want to take things slowly, not because they're unsure, but because they want to do it right this time. Every step forward with you will be deliberate. Every gesture will carry the weight of the time they lost in silence. They won't try to impress you with promises. They'll show you with presence. They'll wake up and choose you without hesitation. They'll look you in the eyes and let you see everything they were once too afraid to reveal. And this time, no one will stop them. The ones who tried to silence their heart will now feel the loss of their control. Because love that was once buried has now risen like fire. Archangel Michael says, when truth is finally spoken, the chains of manipulation fall like dust. Type Amen to get blessing 9111. They will not only love you, they will protect the space between you, the connection, the healing, the calm. They now know that what you two share is not ordinary, and they'll never take it for granted again. When you speak, they will listen fully, not with ears only, but with presence. When you cry, they will not run, they will stay. When you laugh, they will memorize the sound like it's the song that brought them back to life. Every moment will feel new, but familiar, as if you're not starting over, but picking up where love was paused. You are no longer a dream to them. You are the future they're finally free to walk into. Type Amen to get blessing 2828. They'll begin planning in secret, not to surprise you, but to build for you. A place, a life, a moment where they can kneel down and say, I never forgot what you meant to me. They want to give you a love that doesn't flinch, that doesn't fold, that doesn't disappear when watched or challenged. They want to give you a love that stands. They will speak your name boldly, in conversations, in decisions, in introductions, no longer hiding, no longer pretending, because you are no longer just someone they love. You are someone they're finally ready to build with. Type Amen to get blessing 4040. You'll feel the shift in their presence, the way they show up with calm, the way they ask what you need without being asked, the way they say, I'm here, not just once, but every day. They will heal with you now, grow with you, explore with you, not from a place of lack, but from a place of new strength. Because what was once silenced inside them is now speaking clearly, loudly, unapologetically. And that voice says, you were worth every storm I had to survive to get back to you. Type Amen to get blessing 6660. They will begin showing you the things they were never allowed to share. The poems they wrote but never sent. The pictures they saved. The moments they captured in silence, praying one day they'd get to show you. They'll open up, not all at once, but piece by piece. Because now, they feel safe. Safe in your energy. Safe in your heart. Safe in your arms. The people who once controlled their voice will no longer have power. Because your love now lives in their every word. Their silence broke, their spirit rose, and their love has finally returned to its home, you. Type Amen to get blessing 2001. Archangel Michael says, this kind of reunion is not by chance. It is written. It is sacred. It is sealed in light. No one can rewrite this story now. Not fear. Not family. Not manipulation. The pen is back in their hand, and they are writing your name into every chapter that follows. You'll notice how the world feels quieter when they're near. How your heart rests. How your soul exhales. That's because real love always brings peace. And after everything they've faced, that's all they want to give you now: peace, protection, and presence. Type Amen to get blessing 1222. You waited through the silence, through the confusion, through the storms. And now, you are being rewarded with truth. They won't leave again. Not because they're trapped, but because they're free. Free to choose you. Free to love you. Free to speak the words they once had to swallow. And when they say, "I never stopped loving you," you will know it's the most honest sentence they've ever spoken. Type Amen to get blessing 8118.